Hey guys, how's it going? Just going to be covering my December 2021 recap. You can see we ended the month around $71 in the green, which is a great way to end 2021. This was my third green month in a row, which is a new record for me, believe it or not. I believe. But yeah, you see, we only took 8 trades this month. It was one of those months where it was real slow. Anything that did run big had low volume. There just weren't a lot of A plus setups out there for me to take that I was comfortable with. So I pretty much only took the setups I was comfortable with. That's super important to realize. When the market is slow, you need to be slow with the market. You can't force trades. And I know a lot of traders who did force trades in December and had red month. So that's just super important to realize. Winning only 50% of my trades, but still ending up green. Again, this is super small size. I pretty much max position size was maybe $2,000. I don't even think it was $2,000. It was probably like $1,000 max. And then at the end of the year, I was really shrinking my size back down to maybe like I think my last um, gain was maybe like $800 position. So let's cover the overview here. You can see it was kind of up, down, small loss, small win, and then the last day really saved me um, on just taking a solid setup. This was probably my smallest size because I was forced to take small size. I didn't have that much cash in my brokerage account. Market did not do very well in December, so therefore I was reserved. I was doing a lot of buying in my long-term account, which is the same account I trade in. I don't know why I call them different accounts, but yeah, I was just restricted on the cash that I had available to me, which isn't a bad thing. It kind of forces me to size down, but I would have probably taken a lot more size on this trade, and we'll cover that later. But you see, it's just up, down, and then finally got green, red for most of the month, and then just finally one good setup came along. And that's pretty much all you need. Um, keep that in mind. All you really need are a few good setups, like a few or per month or per year, and you can really make some good money on it. You know. So let's get into some of the trades here. A lot of small trades, small wins, small losses, nothing huge till the end of the month. I want to cover ICOA, which is real good. Just real great on recognizing price action when it was weak and when it was strong. You can see this great breakout, but it gapped up, which I don't like, but I wanted to take it anyway. It had great news, released a PR over the night. You can see this great consolidation after having 3 green days in a row. I wanted to buy it over this like 13 break, but it gapped up instead. Got around 15, 14, 7-ish, I think. Sold half into the dead top pretty much, and then it was failing. Was watching this in level 2. I took some off the table, took the rest off the table actually, and then it crashed below my risk. Or it wasn't even my risk, but that would have been my risk. That would have been my max loss on this trade. Um, so yeah, I guess you can call it risk, but I was calling it reacting to price action. So, and then so that was only $14, super small size because it wasn't the greatest setup. I didn't like that gap up, so I took smaller size. And don't be afraid to do that too. And then the next trade I had on that ticker just a few minutes after um, was that dip buy on it. I was watching level 2 once again and watched all the buyers come in, all those bidders bidding up, forming a hard stop at that 14, which is again a psychological level. Round numbers like those tend to become psychological levels. Um, got some good size in, not greatest obviously because I'm not super sized in this month, but and then selling pretty much dead top, not small little itty bitty bounce. But you look at that, it's like from 14 to 14.5 pretty much. That's a good bounce. So I took that. It's about 3%, nothing huge, but $36. So yeah, and then so in this same day, after taking those 2 great wins, I got kind of cocky. Was looking, what else can I trade? What else can I trade? Um, Looked at OWUV, yeah, Yeah. This is a recent runner. Super choppy. It's there. That's the first warning sign. Super choppy. I hate super choppy charts. Um, they're just not ideal, and why would you take non-ideal setups? But Jack was super interested in it. That helped my conviction a little. I was a little biased from the start. It had this great breakout the previous day, then gap down right around that breakout level, which I thought was great. Say I could risk that red green level, and that eventually was my risk. It popped back down right on that breakout level, or not red green, excuse me. Sorry, ignore that. The 30 is red green. 30 is red green. Um, so yeah, so right around here was red green. I was flirting with it, blah blah blah. This is previous close, consolidating here, and then it showed strength breaking out of this consolidation. I thought, well, this is that choppy. Probably got a lot of people out. A lot of people are going to start buying into this again. It's going to break the previous day's highs and have another great green day. Never did that. Kind of topped out pretty much where I bought it, which sucks. And then I ended up cutting at low of day before it rips right back to where I bought it. So there's some choppy charts for you, but yeah. I think I mentioned here, I pretty much traded this like a dip and rip, except it didn't rip. And that'll happen, you can't really control that. But the better entry would have been down here in this consolidation, risking the slow of day. It's how I trade NASDAQs, so why wouldn't I trade it the same way on OTCs? Obviously, they have their differences, but this is just peak dip and rip, NASDAQ dip and rip chart. This is what I look for. Those dip and rips, the consolidation right out of the gate. I like to buy on this consolidation here, risking this low day. It's super small risk, and then even if it doesn't get to the if it doesn't break high of day, then it still usually puts in a pretty good rip. If those fake outs, pretty much what I bought into in this trade. And then this is usually when I would be selling. Sell half here, sell half there, whatever. Sell fourth here, fourth, and then half into that rip when it does rip. If we can get those short squeezes, but never happened. Talking about two different exchanges here. So, and then the best trade of the month was the $128 win on AABB. Traded this earlier in the month with just scratches, pretty much small losses, and then made it back on this perfect OTC breakout. This is pretty much as ideal you can get. You had a pretty much triple top here at the consolidation on the previous day, breaking out into a holiday weekend. So it was a 3-day weekend, long weekend, because we had Christmas that Friday, I think, Christmas Eve. So yeah, and then I'll show you here, buying pretty much like on this this breakout, high day break. Same thing, it tested on the 22nd. You can see there, so this is that same breakout. So there, pretty much this spike too, this big wick. But so buying that strength, you can see this big volume come in, consolidates. These are 10-minute candles, by the way. Consolidates, had the discipline and patience to hold it to the end of the day. Thought this is great. Why wouldn't I hold it up? It's probably going to gap up. It did gap up, and then sold pretty much at the open. So yeah, obviously I could have held a little bit longer, but you could have big dumps like this, and I'm just not super comfortable with holding into those spikes. I'm really bad at it, even though AABB, I think I mentioned, is one that spikes. Yeah, this is a stock that has been known to have some nice spikes right out of the open. And what did it do? Had a great spike right out of the open, but I'm just not that good with that kind of pattern yet. So I didn't trade it, and that's all right. So this is the ticker that made my month. And like I said before, all you really need is one or two good plays in a month to really make it. So that's pretty much all I wanted to go over. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.